Invasion of Sicily. In these pictures you will see the naval side of the great Allied operation. This was just part of the biggest invasion armada in history, ploughing its way across the Mediterranean. An armada made up of scores of different classes of vessels, totaling over 2,000 ships in all. Transports, landing craft, escort cruisers, destroyers, small vessels, all of them protected by a strong force of battleships and aircraft carriers. The island of Sambra, near the northeasterly tip of Tunisia. Passing Cape Bon itself. Only a short time ago, 250,000 of the enemy surrendered not far from here. At last, after weeks of painstaking planning, the invasion is on, the first leg of the advance into occupied Europe. A destroyer comes alongside to transfer a military expert who's been brought out with urgent information. He's slung across while the ships steam their course at speed. A nice piece of work, but I dare say he was glad when it was over. Aboard the ships of the Armada, life on the surface went on much as usual. Actually, of course, every man in every ship was keyed up to the last degree. Attack by enemy aircraft was expected at every moment, but a strong reception awaited any hostile planes that might elude the RAF and the Fleet Air Arm. All was going well. Then, suddenly, in a matter of a few hours, the wind rose to gale force. To the big ships it mattered little, but it was another thing for the smaller vessels and the landing craft if this weather kept up. After weeks of the most meticulous calculations, and it's hard to imagine the extraordinary amount of detail involved in such an operation as this, was it all to go for nothing, simply owing to a freak of weather? How were the men to get ashore in such a swell and in such a wind? Hope and gloom alternated in the mind of every man there. Then, as suddenly as it had arisen, the wind fell away. The miracle had happened.